Shaun, well done. A good 4-1 win over Zach Schursey to get the defence of your title underway here. How satisfying was it to be quite comfortable there in the end?
Yeah, very pleasing. I've put a lot of work in since my last outing, and there's been times this season where you just think, well, I'm really struggling. I've spoke at length about the difference in restrictions between living in the Republic of Ireland and obviously in the UK. Things have been very different. It's affected my ability to prepare for tournaments, and I've tried to sort of do as much as I can to prepare for this. The last thing you want to do is turn up and underperform as defending champion and go out first round. So job done, and looking forward to the next challenge.
Yeah, we've been speaking about the sort of conversion of the practice table game onto the main table. This practice that you have been able to do, are you starting to see the sort of green shoots of that coming out onto the match table now?
Yeah, I guess, in my position, as I say, living under the restrictions of a different country, it'd be interesting for me to now see whether any green shoots that come through are down to just the fact that I'm getting some hours on a practice table, or whether it's the specific things I've been working on. When you sort of conduct any experiment, you want to have as fewer variables as possible so you know which one's working. But I'm feeling good in my game, and if I can keep that consistent, practicing between tournaments, if I can keep that up, then I could be dangerous. But I've sort of played myself into a hole really this season. I'm chasing points for the Players' Championships now, which is only next week. So I'm in my last chance saloon, and it's one down and a few more to go.
In terms of maybe a slightly more abstract one of those variables, do you think that the idea of coming here as defending champion, that could be a bit of an inspirational factor this week and produce your best?
But it certainly can't hurt me. Obviously it's not the same venue. There isn't a crowd here. Snooker is always so well supported in Wales, particularly in South Wales, and the crowds are, great down here. I love playing in this neck of the woods, so it's a real shame that they're not here, but we've kind of got used to it, I suppose. Now it's the new normal. It'll be strange when crowds return, I suppose, to hear that buzz and that atmosphere and the applause and stuff. That'll be weird, but I think we've kind of got used to it. I'm at the stage of my sort of season where I'm looking for any inspiration. I'm taking inspiration from anything at the moment, and if being back in South Wales is the thing that catalyses my season, so be it.
I suppose you could take it, we've not got a crowd here, but you could take a bit of inspiration from the sporting setting. Celtic Manor has been some great moments here. Yeah,
great moments. I mean, I've had a lot of great times personally here. I've played a lot of golf here. I've been to a lot of charity events here. It's a place I know well. It's a place I like coming to. You drive past it when we drive to Cardiff normally for this event. It sits up there on the hill, and you always look quite longingly at it. I'm devastated that the First Minister of Wales didn't reply to my email asking him to open the golf courses just for us this week. He's probably got bigger things to do, I don't know. But if you're listening, could you open the courses, please?
And
if you're out there, please open the golf courses.
And on the day job, you said the other day that looking back on that 9-1 win over Karen Wilson in the final last year, that was actually probably, you said, one of your best performances in the final. You must have a lot of fond memories of that.
Yeah, well, last season was a sort of complete mirror image of this one in terms of my consistency and levels of performance, right from China Championships all the way through into the win here. And I'm just sort of there looking, where's that gone wrong? What's happened? And of course, the obvious thing is I've just not been able to get on the table between tournaments and prepare like I would do. But I look back very, very fondly at this time last year. As you say, it was one of my best performances in finals. That's always the time you want to bring out your best. I certainly did last year, and who knows, I'm 6 matches away from doing the same this year.
And finally, it's very sad news yesterday evening with Doug Mountjoy passing away, Welsh snooker legend. You're obviously quite a historian of the game. What are your reflections on the sort of legacy that he'll leave on the sport?
I think he'll leave a very, very, very good legacy, a very professional man, somebody who didn't chase the limelight. He didn't slip into punditry, commentary, kept himself to himself, a very hard-working pro, a pro's pro. Very, very effective on the table. Even when he perhaps had passed his peak, in the late 80s, he then, got together with Frank Callan very famously, completely, redid his game, redrew his technique, and beat Stephen Hendry a couple of times back to back to win ranking events. So somebody who, played in a lot of different eras, was successful at all ends of the game, and along with, Terry Griffiths, Mark Williams and Ray Reardon, remembered as one of the quartets of Welsh sport.